You ever wonder why abundance seems out of reach no matter how hard you're trying? Well, I felt the same way as my power got shut off, and I realized that my beliefs were blocking everything. So in this video, I'm going to show you the scarcity beliefs that I uncovered and exactly how you can break the chains of lack starting today. But first, let me ask you, what if abundance wasn't just about getting the funds for a vacation or your dream home? What if it was about tapping into resources that you already had? Imagine this scenario. Your dream vacation feels financially out of reach, but then you stumble upon an opportunity to go for free by doing something you love, like shooting videos, for example. You see, abundance isn't just money in the bank. It's the ability to do what you need to do when you need to do it. And when we define it that way, money's one form of abundance, but it's not the only form. So think about that big goal of yours, the dream where money feels like the only solution. The vacation, taking care of your loved ones, the house, or whatever is the most important to you. And now, what if I told you that there were four unexpected paths to access that abundance to reach that big goal? Sometimes it lands in your lap as a gift. I was dead broke and really struggling when my friend Bill, who wasn't just a tennis partner and mentor, he changed my life. Completely out of the blue one day, Bill says, Ramon, grab your social security card, get your proof of address. And then he said, I'm leaving you $100,000 in my will. That moment was a massive turning point. It woke me up to how abundance can show up completely out of left field. Have you ever had something drop in your lap that changed your life overnight? Tap into that feeling for a moment because a lot of the time, abundance shows up when you least expect it. Now, here's another way to see abundance. Think about trade. So, my friend Sarah wanted a new kitchen table, but she couldn't afford the one that she really wanted. One day, she's visiting her cousin who has this farm style table that Sarah really wanted. And Sarah's cousin always loved Sarah's table. So they just traded. Next time you want something that seems out of reach, just ask yourself, is there someone out there who would love what I have, who can benefit from my skills in some area, and who might be willing to swap? Abundance might just be a conversation away. Now, next, abundance can come from synchronicity. You ever been talking to a friend and then they say something to you that accidentally gives you an answer to like a massive problem or to a question that you had? Synchronicity isn't random, it's happening all the time. So just start noticing these little signs in your life that show you how connected you actually are. In fact, ask for a sign today and see what happens. Which brings us to our fourth form of abundance, imagination. Now, you've probably heard this before if you watch these type of videos, but imagination really does create reality. Neville Goddard, who was a broke dancer in New York City and really wanted to see his family in Barbados. So what he did, he imagined sleeping in Barbados every night while he was in New York. A few days later, his brother sends him a ticket to Barbados with some travel money, and a few days after that, he's in Barbados for the holidays. So how do you use this in your life? Well, here's the key. You tap into your imagination where everything is possible. Use your imagination to dream specifically about what you want and then feel like you already have it. Tonight, before you go to bed, just imagine that your goal is already finished. Quantum physics knows that this can create miracles in your life. All right, so we've got a brand new definition of abundance that allows more to come to you, but what patterns are blocking it from doing that? Well, everything in your life is a reflection of what you believe is true. Like when I was in college, I always thought I'd be happy because I'd be doing what I love, but I'd probably never be rich because that's what my parents believed. So imagine like a cycle that's always in motion. Your beliefs create your thoughts. Those thoughts trigger feelings. Feelings lead to emotions. Emotions influence your decisions. Decisions lead to your actions. Actions create your results, and your results reinforce your beliefs. This is how your beliefs literally shape your reality. So if you think life is hard and money doesn't come easy or it's too late, you're just blocking abundance from finding you. So you got to catch those limiting beliefs and remember that they're not true. They're just beliefs, and beliefs can be changed. Now you're probably wondering, well, how do I do that? Well, let me introduce you to something I call the belief discovery framework. Whenever you're feeling anxious, whenever you're feeling worried or doubtful, just ask yourself, what would I have to believe is true about myself in order to feel this way. For example, you open up the mailbox, you see a stack of bills with your name on them, and you immediately feel anxious. Well, why is that? Well, in your mind, you might be thinking something like, I'm going to run out of money. I'll end up homeless, or I'll never be wealthy, or more of these sort of fear based thoughts. And now ask yourself, are these beliefs actually true? Like, are you really going to end up on the streets or never be wealthy? And if you're still in doubt, that's okay. Just ask yourself this: has anyone ever been where I am or in an even worse situation and turned out okay? Heck, maybe you've been in similar spots and ended up just fine in the past. So you start to find these beliefs and then you can start letting them go. Now, the big one for most people, including me, is about self worth, feeling worthy of abundance. And I made a whole video on that and I'll link it in the description for you. But here's the gist: you exist, and creation doesn't make mistakes. Your purpose is to be who you truly are and let that shine, especially when life gets tough. Creation wouldn't have made you if it wasn't prepared to give you everything that you needed to achieve that goal. So, yes, you're worthy of abundance. You're worthy of everything that you could possibly desire. Now, once you've started uncovering your limiting beliefs, the key thing is to take action, but not how you might think. Okay, there's a specific way to take action that automatically opens the doors to more abundance. And here's what it is: every moment that you can, focus on acting on the thing that you're the most passionate about. Do it to the best of your ability and let go of needing a specific outcome. Stay in a positive state as much as possible. And yeah, it's okay to feel everything along the way. But this formula will bring you everything you need to keep acting on your passions, including the abundance that you need. If you want to explore attracting more abundance that is aligned with the real you, I'm teaching a class called Aligned Abundance on January 24th. It'll show you exactly how true joy leads to abundance, how to stop stressing about the how is this going to happen and when is this going to happen, and includes an AI tool to coach you. If you're interested in joining, the links are below in the description. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you'll join me to dive deeper and change the way that abundance flows in your life. You deserve it. All right, so I'll see you at the class.